What's up, everybody? I'm Jason. This is the Freebird Garage, and we are part 2 of the clamshell restoration for the FXRT project. I got some good news and some bad news, all right? Let's get to it. So if you weren't here for the last one, we were doing some paint remover on the clamshells for the FXRT, the front bucket piece here, or the clamshell. This was a paint remover experiment. Never used it before. I usually use some type of sanding with some putty and kind of do a nice smooth finish, then primer over it. So this is a fully paint stripped, about 98%, 99%. There's a little bit of left areas, but I cleaned them up as well. Essentially good for primer. So learning experience, I thought this was gonna all just perfectly bubble up and scrape it right off, and that was not the case. I had to really use a putty knife and get under the paint and started popping off, but it's really cool. Actually, all the paint has been removed. I'm not used to that. Usually I'm working with the existing paint, scraping it, doing all that good stuff to get it smoothed out, like I said, and we are good to go. So we're gonna primer this today. So we got that going, and then I have the inside one right here. This is my traditional way of doing the body work there, of restoring the plastics. This is fiberglass, of course, though, and did some nice putty here. This stuff worked out awesome. I talked about it in the last video. It's like this Dolphin professional stuff, 2-part you mix with. Works out real well for what I was doing here. The reason why I didn't do any paint stripper, and I'm glad I didn't do it on this side, is because of the amount of highs and lows this inside panel has. It's ridiculous. And trying to get even to the low spots, I should say, are almost damn near impossible with my hands. And that's our part that I'm a little worried about shooting this with primer, because trying to sand this back down in all these different spots is not gonna be fun. So it's kind of more of an experiment, because that's the good news. These are ready for primer. The bad news, I still have this one to do, but we're not really mainly focusing on this. This has got essentially our second round when we get to it, because I wanna see how that goes first. With painting, there's just so much labor intense work you have to put into the prep work. It's all about paint. It's all about the prep work. And I'm trying to figure out the least of resistance in doing it these two ways. I can at least figure out, and doing primer will be our best way to at least figure out how these are going to settle. So we're gonna shoot those today and get that set up, get the paint gun all set up. It's been on, I feel like just yesterday that we were just having the paint booth out there. I already have the paint booth rolling outside, and we're gonna do some mix. I'll get into the primer side and we'll just dive into it, all right? So let's get set up and get ready for some paint. Setting up for our primer, I'm using a 2K primer. This is the premium stuff, not by particular brand, just by the 2K primer that I'm using. It is a sandable primer, which is much different from the cheap primer, which usually goes about half the price. This allows you to have a nice thick layer that you can sand through and fill in all those little spots you didn't want to do with any with putty or glazing. This takes care of a lot of the blemishes, in my opinion. Gives a lot of the hard, heavy work to the primer rather than to me, okay? So let's open this up. Hopefully it's still good. If not, it's primer, you know? Oh yeah, we need a good mix. Okay, show you guys, on top of everything, the conditions. I was hoping to be a little bit warmer, but it is cold outside. Probably too cold to paint. Paint is the key word. We're just doing primer. I would not at all recommend to paint in the conditions that I have outside, which is very cold right now, probably in the 40s. But I just want to get the primer going, because this is a big step to get out of the way and cleaned up before we actually do any painting, because we can always come back and primer again. Doing paint again becomes expensive. Okay, and this is, if I remember, we're gonna have, let's see here, 4-to-1, that's right. So we gotta mix 4 parts high primer to 1 part of the activator, okay? So we're gonna use our handy dandy ratio cup, 4-to-1 there. So 4 parts primer, so where are we gonna go to? So we got it like the, say 6, and then the activator will be bam to 6 there. So boom, boom, or 5, 5, whatever it is. Follow up. These are very, very handy. I used to buy singly, thinking I wouldn't need more, and now I have a complete container next to me full of these things, because how much you blow through these mixing cups. All right, so let's get this going here. I did it to the 4. It's probably plenty of what we're gonna need today. And then we're gonna go up to our 4 here. Go a little above because of how much This likes to come out very thick. Mix this up. And this stuff truly comes out like cement when done correctly. Got our paint gun cup here with our refillable lids. Throw this in here. Okay. And we need a filter here. And we're gonna drop this in very carefully here.
Hopefully you guys can see this. There we go. I got a bag over the camera, move the microphone. That's not enough. I need to open this up. Just spraying. This is not coming out the greatest right now. There we go. A little more pressure. There we go. Now we're talking. All right, first round. All right, hard to see, but right here we got still some of the cracks that could easily be filled after, but everything else is looking pretty good. Hit this on round 2 so we get to fill it up. There we go, a little better there. All right, inside, first round of primer. See how we do. Oh man, I forgot the cup. I can tape off my sides here. All right, let's hope this is the last round for this one, and we should be good.
Back, all primed up. The two differences, I would definitely say this was a win. The skim over the original paint was definitely the way to go. I should have stuck with this. I got it all cleaned up, looks original, just need to be sanded down and good for paint. So I'm super stoked about how that one came up. It's gonna be the harder inside to sand down anyways. The outside shell, unfortunately, still did not cover some of the scratches that essentially the sandpaper dug into on that gel coat for the fiberglass. So that is a downside. I'm gonna have to still clean that up a bit, hit it with primer again, and then we'll be good for paint. So if I had to choose to do this one more time, if I can, I would have just skimmed that whole outside shell rather than trying to strip the paint. Do not recommend stripping the paint unless if somehow you absolutely have to because some kind of chemical got into your paint and you gotta strip it all. Don't do it. Skim it with some good stuff and it'll come out great in it with primer. So that's about it for this one, guys. And as always, if you have made it all the way through, I would greatly appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below and tell what you think. And for those who've already subscribed, thank you. And as always, stay free. Catch you guys later. Peace.